Hello friends, if there is a question that how do I balance my studies and my CA articleship? എങ്ങനെയാണ് ഞാൻ CA ആർട്ടിക്കിൾഷിപ്പും എൻ്റെ സ്റ്റഡീസും ഒപ്പം ബാലൻസ് ചെയ്യുക എന്നുള്ളത്. ഇതിന് റിലേറ്റഡ് ഒരു ടോപ്പിക് ലൈക്ക് ഹൗ ഡു ഐ മാനേജ് മൈ സ്റ്റഡീസ് അലോങ് വിത്ത് മൈ കോളേജ്. These are for the professional aspiration students. How do I manage it? ഇതിനെ ഞാനൊരു ഡീറ്റെയിൽ ആയിട്ടൊരു വീഡിയോ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. So I made a detailed video saying like what to do, what not to do, and I didn't show my face. It was just a presentation about അങ്ങനെ ഒരു വീഡിയോ ആണ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുള്ളത്. And that is the it is in this series of most commonly asked questions series of chartered accountancy journey. ആ സെഗ്മെന്റിൽ ചെയ്തൊരു വീഡിയോ ആണ്. അപ്പോൾ ഇന്ന് ഞാൻ ചെയ്യുന്നത് ജസ്റ്റ് ആൻ എക്സ്റ്റൻഷൻ ടു ദാറ്റ് സെയിം വീഡിയോ, ബട്ട് ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് ജസ്റ്റ് ലിമിറ്റഡ് ടു ഹൗ ഡു ഐ ബാലൻസ് ഇറ്റ് വിത്ത് മൈ വർക്ക് ആസ് വെൽ ആസ് മൈ ആർട്ടിക്കിൾഷിപ്പ് പീരീഡ്. നോ ഇറ്റ് ഇസ് ആർട്ടിക്കിൾഷിപ്പിലെ സ്റ്റഡീസ് കമ്പാരിറ്റീവ്ലി ലെസർ ആയിരിക്കും at that time, and if you are doing with your regular college, I mean to say, when you take that video in that regular college, you have your articleship or maybe regular college loader studies or regular college or your studies as well as your job, അതിനൊക്കെ സൂട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നൊരു വീഡിയോ ആണ് അത്. ഇത് സ്പെസിഫിക്കലി ഞാൻ പറയുന്നത് അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഒരു സെപ്പറേറ്റ് വീഡിയോ തന്നെ ചെയ്യുന്നത്, where you balance your articleship and your studies. അപ്പോൾ ആർട്ടിക്കിൾഷിപ്പിൽ ഇതിനകത്ത് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ the work wise it would be less and your studies is still there, and by the time you reach end of your articleship, you have so much to study, so much. You cannot see my hand, it's gone up, so it's too much to study. How do you balance it? Now, why I want to make this video, because I did my best while doing my articleship? No, actually I didn't prepare at all, I didn't study at all. I just was not doing anything. And how I came to know, like if I should be doing, when I managed my work along with my CA studies. That's why I made that video earlier. How do I manage it? And then later I realized, no, instead of saying that, and that can be applied during your articleship stage itself, and how to utilize your articleship stage very well, or to be prepared. I have made another video, right? You can go check out those video as well. How to do what to do, how to utilize your best of your articleship. I have made a video on it. I'll leave the link in the description below, both this video. That is how to utilize your articleship period. That is one thing, and the other thing would be how to manage your studies along with your college. Now coming back to this video, which would be a precise one where we are balancing your studies as well as the articleship work. Now let's get started with this video. Before you start the video, let me tell you, I am CA Amit on the channel ComradeCA. You are watching the most commonly asked questions series, and this is the 5th video on it. If you're here for the first time, please do hit the like button as well as subscribe to the channel ComradeCA without forgetting. Let's get started with this video. The first point, before getting into the point, there is a most commonly challenge faced by these students who are pursuing chartered accountancy course, that means CA course in India. Now, what are the common tips or that can be taken up to excel in that? The first is create a schedule. First point is create a schedule. Now, be it in your chartered accountancy course at the very beginning or in the middle, or you are in the end, any of this phase students who are listening to this video must create a schedule. If you have not created earlier, or if you have not created anytime, you have to create this schedule. Now, while creating this schedule, when you are at the very beginning stage, you have a lot of time. In the middle, you still have got a lot of time. At the very end, you have got very less time. So every time the schedule is required, that means when you have created a schedule at the very beginning, it doesn't mean you have to keep the schedule throughout, or in the middle then throughout, or at the end then it's very late. You cannot treat any of this what I said, the points, it's not applicable. So if you're creating at the very beginning, that means you got to reiterate that, you need to revise that every time. If it is in the middle, yes, it's not late, still you have to always revise that. That means the pace would be more when you start at the very middle stage. If you are at the end stage, then the pace would be even more higher. Okay, so no stage is a wasted stage. That means if I want to create a schedule at the very beginning and not create it and just start when in the middle, then you have wasted much time, and the energy you need to apply it would be much more. So that is the point to be taken care. Without wasting energy, you must start at the very beginning, and at the very beginning, don't go the full guns blazing. Just take it a pinch of salt. Slowly and slowly you can evolve by understanding, applying, correcting, observing, and again applying. So creating a schedule is the first point that you must do, and it must be very much in advance. There should be time for both your articleship and as well as for your studies. Now the goal should be realistic, that somebody, you are following somebody. It shouldn't happen that way. You should be having your own pace. The schedule is yours. You are not following classes schedule. You go and get enrolled in yourself in a classes, and they are in their own pace. You follow their own pace and you chill out. It's just going fine. Don't go by that. Make it realistic by doing yourself. Okay, this is the entire syllabus you want to do. Don't prepare as if you're tomorrow going for the exam, but you have to do a minimum of 5 to 6 revision. Keeping that in mind, just start off with small bits and pieces, so that you have enough time to revise the schedule, not the syllabus, revise the schedule every time you find that okay, the better one, the betterment, and that way. And always apply the active recall technique, quite popular in this channel. You can use that active recall technique as well to recall things, take and frame, so that you memorize, you are able to memorize and remember all those things what you are studying, and your journey will be much more happier, joyful, and the energy is not that wasted. So you prioritize each day, each task, and utilize the most of the time. Don't make it packed, but you have something. Tomorrow what I am going to do, what day after I am going to do. Okay, you are sure of everything. It is not only study, but you are prioritizing also some other task. Because why I am experienced to say this to you is that I kept only study on my task and nothing else, and I didn't do study as well as other tasks. Everything was spoiled. And the other day when you start to revise your schedule or something, you are just absent because you didn't do anything. You are in guilty conscious mind and you didn't do anything. So to get rid of that, just create a schedule. That itself sets the tone that you are about to start. Okay, that is the first point. The second point, manage your time efficiently. Now efficiently managing is what you should be careful about the time. You should be always looking at your watch while looking at your doing your task. No. Efficiently is more. That means you have higher task, small task, bigger task, medium task, something. Why I keep it as higher and bigger and smaller and medium, based on my likes and dislikes as well. So ultimately I have to overcome all of this. That's the goal. Now what I'll do, keep the smaller task aside, keep the medium task aside, keep the bigger or the tougher task aside. Break down each of this task. Break it. Don't look at the smaller ones, don't look at the medium, other thing. Let's focus on the larger one, and which is the target, which I need to break it into small tasks. And if I do this small task and after completing it I realize okay, the big task is done, for that also you apply the revision consciously, and then you understand that all of the larger task is done and complete, then your milestone is achieved. Always motivate yourself to do this, by breaking this small task, breaking the bigger task into small tasks, and happily you complete it, and then it is done. And by doing consistently, you will be able to achieve this. Now, for doing this, what you have to do is that when I break the bigger task into small tasks, the thing that spoils us is the procrastination. That means we delay it, and when we delay it, our active recall method, by revising those, as well as some kind of distraction, also spoils it. So avoid the procrastination by minimizing your distraction. Now, what is distracting? When I'm sitting and studying, majority of the people say it is social media and the phone calls and all. Well, for me it was, yes, it is the same, but not sort of social media. I'm still not very good at using it. But phone calls and all. But phone calls, do that they distract? Certainly yes. The phone, when it comes, I'm distracted? No, it is not that way. After picking the call, my mind starts thinking about something. Or to say, leaving all this, the major distraction is our own mind. It's, while preparing for something, it goes somewhere. You have to catch hold of that mind. So if I go into social media, if I going to pick up phone calls, if I am going to party, if I'm going to somewhere and all, what happens? Our mind set starts flowing into over there. So I'm not saying that from the very beginning you don't attend parties, you don't do that and all. Attend whatever you can possible, but while studying, see that your mind is not going there. Okay, its mind is not going there. Your mind is not going to social media. Your mind is not going into thinking about it, something about. Don't do that. Then your time gets wasted up. So what you do is that just focus on that by using your time efficiently. That this much time I am putting my studies. You do not bother about how long you are studying. Also, whatever time you are studying, just efficiently think only about what you are doing it. That means what happens also, I will pitch in more by saying that when you are studying, don't think too much that I am studying properly or not about it. Just try to engage in that activity. That is concentration. Now, concentration is not a big thing by doing separate things. You are just engaged or involved or engrossed in whatever you are doing. That is equal to concentration. And for doing this, you should be happy enough to do it. Or if you are angry also, it also works. You had a fight with your mom, you had a fight with your wife, you had a fight with your child. I'm using all those things. You fight with your brother or something for some other reason. But channelize that energy instead of thinking of something negative or something, what I will take for revenge and all. Forget about that. I wanted this task. Just channelize that energy into study. That also works. Do that. Try it. So coming to the third point, use your commute time. Use your commute time means while traveling, studying. It seems that way. But while traveling, studying, is it not too much studious? Is it possible? I cannot focus 100% in what I am doing and all. I cannot do that. I completely agree to this. But when I just analyzed deep in it, I found that while commuting, if you read, if you listen to a podcast, if you listen to your study material, you have study material that will recordings which will help you to just take through the syllabus or to take through the chapters. So that means, suppose for example, if you are commuting, you have a syllabus and you're about to start your study. You just need a brief walkthrough of this. That's the mindset you have. You just apply and just listen to overall thing. Okay, you got a not fair also, you just got a very bit idea what you read. Then you study, you apply, you understood things. Now you to memorize that also, just go through those entire syllabus in a very quick session. You can again revise it by listening to this. Okay, now mind works, or you're able to memorize or have a picture or visualize about it when you're seeing into it. seeing those what you have studied. So your hand prepared notes, if you take a printout, I think I have explained this in the earlier video that I've mentioned. If you look at that, also you'll be able to revise it. Just try to do this. This can be effective way to maximize your study. Don't think that I have studied so much while traveling also. You are just having a, don't waste your energy. Just look, glance, just remove it. If you have 30 minutes to study, 1 hour to study, just use that. Okay, use your time effectively. Now when you use your time effectively while commuting, now your commuting time also, I will not stress upon more saying that okay, study on that. Sometimes some people, what they do, it's too much of traveling, 1.5 hour traveling on a, what you should do, at least 10-15 minutes I should sleep. Find a place. Okay, in Bombay and all, we didn't find place to sit while traveling, but sometimes you get a chance. Yeah, you're so studious, you go there, you sit there, by half an hour you get a place to sit. Okay, I used to find a place to sit there. Today it's too much of crowd, I'm not able to focus, or something might be there, and some days are that way. So what I do, shut everything off, just hold my bag and sleep. I used to do that, and that 15-20 minutes sleep is like crazy sleep. You just do this. Yeah, by the time you wake up, you're energized. Now you have to drink, eat something very light, and then off, that I'm ready to move to not off, I should be on, and I'm ready to study, or study to look at something. The next point, communicate with your employer. What do I communicate with my employer? How do I balance my studies and articleship work? What do I communicate to him? Now, as I told, you had a schedule, you're managing your time efficiently. Now, what is the goal behind this? Is that you are able to balance it. No, you will say, no, I want to clear my CA exams. That's my goal. Let's come to that. For that, you need to complete all those process and reach there. So the process is that your clear understanding of your responsibilities at your work and workload, and the responsibility you have toward the studies. Now we cannot say that I have my responsibility towards my studies this much, so make sure my workload is only this much. Don't do that. What you must do is that ensure these are the workload, these are the responsibilities you have. You communicate that you did this much, you studied and understood this much, and this is what you are doing, applying with your studies joyously. You are applying in your studies to make them understand that you are learning, you are understanding, you are applying, you are studying it. Okay, this is the workload, and this is the background I am also setting for explaining or communicating to the employer that this is my study schedule, and this is how am I doing it. Okay, so this is the way I am trying to balance my work and studies. In a way, you are communicating this to your employer. So for employer, it becomes clear that you are very much engrossed, or studying, or you are very much enthusiastic about the studies as well as your work that you are applying, and you're trying to balance it out. So sometimes he will also check how it's happening. Sometimes he will also throw things at your work, and you're trying to balance it out. Then there will be a consideration, because you have already communicated to that. Sometimes it works, sometimes it won't also, but make it a point that you study, and always ensure to remind him also that this is study. That is all part of communication. So that works. Coming to the next point, take breaks. Now take break means what? Regular breaks. That means while studying you're taking a break. You don't need to remind me, no, we take break. I'm not telling about that break. What happens is that we are continuously studying. Now CA requires a lot of study. So people study, so much of study. But in the goal, and sometimes when we try to check ourselves, everything is good, but I didn't understand anything. I'm not able to remember anything. I'm not able to recall anything. What do I do? Now, sometimes it works. Sometimes this methodology works. Sometimes you are not in a good shape to understand and everything, because finance, relationships, something all bothers you. But you have finance related things, sometimes uh, it can cause a real issue. For that, I'll suggest that taking a break from your studies and maybe recharge your energy level by maybe working a lot. Working a lot means, okay, exercise, no, not that. Working, go find a work and earn some money. I'll tell you example of mine. When I was struggling with my studies, I used to work in a CA firm. CA firm I used to work, CA firm of, paying peanuts, nothing like that. Nothing against the CA firms. I learned from there. But still, I was continuing to work at a CA firm and I was not earning well. And, earning well in the sense, nothing. And that's why I'm stressing that. And from that, your exam fees or something that can be done, but other than that, you're not able to support anything, anybody, okay, rather anything. So what I should have done, or what did I do later, is that why I should have done earlier, I didn't do that. What I did later was I went to work. I went to work where it's not CA firm, to other place, and at multiple place you will feel rejection. Why you want to do it right now, those many questions. You should have a good answer, nothing is wrong. They will all show you that this is not the correct way, but believe me, you are the right person to decide it. You must have an answer, you must be confident, you know you are the one responsible to stay motivated. Others say, people at your house say, many things will happen, but you have to stay motivated, have a good reply to find that first job after moving from your articleship to your work, or rather if you are shifting from an articleship to a finding a work, you should have a good reply. And when you find the work, okay, you have a work. Now in the back of the mind, you want to balance your studies with your work. Okay, so earlier the topic was about saying my studies and CA articleship work. So no, you are not here to find a work. Okay, you're doing your articleship work, you are getting your money, whatever is that, very decent. Complete that articleship, then only you must go find your work. So taking break from your studies, from your regular CA studies also, just stop that if you want. Just get yourself in maybe a good movie or maybe a workout or something that will reduce your stress. Okay, reduce your stress. This will help you stay focused when you come back again. Okay, I had my balancing work, balancing about my studies as well, articleship, I have to do all those things, that will come, and again your focus starts, and the productive, you will be productive throughout the day. So there will be some days where you can apply your energy, and something positive needs to be done. You are engaging with some good people, you are engaging in some good movies, you are engaging with some good work, exercise or something. Something positive you can do, and you will be able to take the benefit. Okay, the last point is on seek support. Now seek support from your peers, from your family, friends, acquaintances, if you want. If you need it, you take the support. Now seek support for what? I just need to talk to someone for some reason, I need to open up. So go to your closest of friends who understand that you didn't mean anything, but you wanted to say something, about my studies, how I feel, something is irritating, something is coming out. You can ask for it. Maybe mentor, maybe your friends, maybe anybody you feel. And when I say anybody you feel that person can listen to you. Okay, if somebody comes replying, asking for me, this is the thing, you should have an answer. Maybe it cannot be the right solution, but at least do not judge him for what it is. It should be simple as that. So seek support. Maybe you can join a study group, or you have a study partner, that will also help. And why I'm saying is that when you're balancing your studies and articleship, you need to know, yeah, how am I going? Is it going very well? Sometimes I feel it's not going well. Sometimes it's everything is crazy and I'm not able to remember anything from the beginning. I've already reached the mid of the stage. Now I'm having only the last stage. What do I do? These kind of things, it's a big journey. You always, go here and there. To have that, what you must do is that you should have a person you are regularly talking to, who is always is what you call a well-wisher of yours. If it's a well-wisher of yours, then it's fantastic. So if you believe that it's a well-wisher who is there in your study group, who is a family, who is a friend, who is a mentor, or anybody, yeah, who is a well-wisher, so just talk to them. uh, you will feel motivated and sometimes accountable also, okay, to what you're doing, how you're doing those things. So these are the things that will help you balance your study and your articleship. And Now I will not say that by applying this, definitely tomorrow onwards you will find everything balanced and everything is proper, because balancing everything takes time. You know, it takes effort. It takes effort by falling, getting up again, falling, getting up again. Okay, but when you're only falling and getting up again till the last moment, will that also be useful? If I say yes, it is useful, because when you are falling, for that you have tried, made an effort, and that effort will not go in waste. Okay, so always make that effort. And when you are making an effort, when you are falling, you definitely know how to balance. This made me fall, this made me, proceed or progress. Take that time. Always maintain a positive attitude and perseverance, that is always keep trying. Okay, always keep trying. So you have your own journey, your own time, your own things. You should not get bewildered or puzzled and confused in the sense. And you can achieve your goal and succeed through your CA journey. So best of luck for your preparation. And this is all in this video. I think this video was beneficial and useful to you who find to balance my studies as well as the articleship. So balancing is important. Don't think that I have 5 hours to study, I need to put this many hours to study. No, for putting hours, I did a video where it is not, definitely while doing CA study it will take time to study, but don't focus first on the study, time on the study, but focus on how to balance it out and create a schedule, all those points that I have explained. And then putting time become effortless, because even if you get 2 hours of time also, with all these steps, if you got that process very well, you know you will see that okay, 2 hours I did maximum, 2 hours I did maximum. And then coming to 3 hours, finding that 3 hours is also good. You can find that. So I leave the description below of all these videos as well. First, which I said was how to manage studies with your college, that is there. This video is already there with you, that you're seeing right now. The second one would be that active recall, which I believe that is the second video. And the third one would be that how to focus on putting long hours to study, how to manage that. And that's all. Hope you like this video, and do subscribe the channel, and also prepare very well with your studies so that you fairly advance and progress to your CA journey. So keep motivated, keep studying yourself. I think I'm fumbling myself. So thank you for watching this video. Stay motivated, stay healthy, and stay connected. Thanks a lot for watching this video.